So welcome back to another episode. And this is one that obviously we love doing. And that is where we're going to talk about some of our most nostalgic games. And we've talked about some of our favorite games, but today we're going to talk about some of our most nostalgic games. Now, after the video, please leave a video response about what your most nostalgic game is. Leave a comment below. Just tell us what game, gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling, brings you back to your youth and all that amazing stuff, brings you back to a time in your life. So I'll start. I have 3 games here, but I have one kind of memory, one summer that I really want to talk about. And that is, you know these games well.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely well. They are Star Tropics, Willow, the NES game, and
The Magic of Scheherazade.
And these are games that I never owned. These are games that I played at my friend Andrew's place. He's become absolutely infamous on this show for all the shit he owned down the street. And I used to love going over to his house and playing these games. And I remember one summer, here's our relationship. He sat in his chair playing these games. I watched. And I was okay with that. I was fine with that. I got to see him actually finish Willow. And Willow, actually, we talked about it before, is a great arcade game based on the, obviously the movie. But people kept saying there's another game, and I'm like, yes, I know, the NES game, which is actually like an action RPG adventure. You played this game,
Oh, absolutely. I do believe I finished it way back in the day.
Yeah, I never did, but Andrew did, and so I kind of lived vicariously through him. And that's kind of what this was about for me. What this all is about for me is that it's all about the music. I remember the music of these games so well, like Star Tropics. When that opening begins and I hear that music, it just takes me back to that summer sitting on his goddamn couch watching him play the goddamn game. And it's only recently that I've actually been able to pick up these games again, just for that pure nostalgia of sitting on the couch. Isn't it amazing? They kind of link me to that time. This game,
Magic of Scheherazade.
I got him to pronounce it because over the years, I've always fucked it up. I always thought, the Magic of Scheherazade, and I'm like, no, that's not how you pronounce it. But this is actually a game that not a lot of people remember. It's another action RPG, but this one's an Arabian-style action RPG, and even you hadn't really known about this.
No, that one I didn't really know about. I don't think I ever actually played that one.
And I was able to get a really nice mint copy of it probably around 2 months ago for, I think it was 20 bucks. These 3 games take me back to Andrew's place that summer, and they always will. Now, you, sir, have a game there.
I do. Now, this one, I brought one, and Pro Wrestling for the NES. And this, for me, is just replete with memories. From the very first time I saw an NES, Craig Hogan had this game as well. This guy had a ton. See, Craig Hogan was my Andrew. It was my Andrew. This guy, he had everything.
And this guy lived in the States, you said?
He had lived in Arizona, and he moved up to Vancouver near us. And he introduced me to the Nintendo Entertainment System, so I'd never played one before. But he had this. However, for me, the greatest memory of this game was my sister every year had a big birthday party. All her friends would come over. They'd take over the whole ground level of our house. So my dad would move the TV upstairs, and remember the loft? We had this like a loft kind of.
That's where you played Castlevania, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So he moved the TV up there and my Nintendo and the VCR for that night. And my dad, my brother, and I had to hide out up there so we weren't in the way of the party. And we watched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And then we played this all night, and it was awesome because it was so cool to have the TV in a different room.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
It sounds weird, but it meant.
I know.
So it was just cool to be in a different room, like it was set up as a game room.
Now, so you know the funny thing is, I've never played the game. Is it like a versus game? Can you actually?
Yeah, you can play 2 players, and this one I always loved it because there were such weird characters in it, none of which appear on the cover. But my favorites were Starman, who was just all in pink, who had like the purple sort of underwear thing on, purple boots, and a purple star over his face. He was masked.
Yeah.
And the Amazon, who looked like the creature from the Black Lagoon, because there was Great Panther, King Corn Can, there was the Amazon, there was Starman. Oh god, there were a couple of others. It's been a long time.
How does it hold up?
Terrible. But it was terrible back then. Let's be honest. Wrestling games back then were not that great, but they were still fun because it was a way to play against somebody, and you didn't often do that back then.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these nostalgia games is they don't have to be the greatest video games ever. They can just be like a piece of music that takes you back, or a moment like, you know, hanging out with your brother and your dad upstairs playing this game. That's what creates the nostalgia of it all. It's fantastic. So guys, definitely leave a video response below, leave a comment below, tell us some of your favorite nostalgic memories from your childhood playing some of your favorite games. Anyways guys, until next time.